Well, it's Wednesday, so that must mean it's time for the illiterate Greek. Good morning. I want to take a look at 2 Timothy 3:5, and there's a lot here, but think about it from the point of the very first part of the verse. It says, "But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days." So think of how this applies to the days we are living in. There will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, narcissistic, lovers of money impelled by greed, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. And that really describes the times that we are living in. These are all the things that man has become. But verse 5 says, having a form of godliness, but denying its power. So the Amplified Bible kind of goes on with that. It says, holding to a form of outward godliness, although they have denied its power, for their conduct nullifies their claim of faith. Also, it says, for their conduct fails to show the genuineness of their profession. So the word I want to look at is form, that form of godliness. It is the word morphosis under the G3446. It means the mere form of appearance, resemblance, shaping the form befitting a thing. So when we look at that word morphosis, we think of it conjures up images of changing things. We talk about, in the movies they talk about they're going to morphosize into a different creature or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of changing going on in the world around us. But in Hebrews 13, it says Jesus Christ is eternally changeless and always the same, yesterday, today, and forever. Even though we change, Jesus never changes. And especially with the times we're living in, Matthew 24 says, for many will come saying, I am the Christ, which means I am the anointed one. They aren't going to necessarily come out and say, I am Jesus Christ, but they're going to come out and they're going to say that I have the anointing, I have the power. And look again back at the beginning of that verse, all of the deceptions and everything. But they have the name, but they don't have the anointing. They are just deceivers. Verse 24 from Matthew 24 goes on, for false Christs and prophets will appear, and they'll provide great signs and wonders so as to deceive, if possible, even God's elect chosen ones. Our only defense against such evil and deception is two things: to stay united with each other and to stand on the word. Human nature is every man for himself, whatever's best for me, looking out for number one. Look at what quarantine, staying at home did to people. Hebrews 11:25 tells us, not forsaking our gathering together as believers for worship and instruction, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more faithfully as you see the day of Christ's return approaching. Brothers and sisters, the day of Christ's return is approaching. Don't let your hearts become hardened. Don't become discouraged. Don't become deceived or distracted. Christ is coming back for us, and what a glorious day that will be. Thank you again for coming, and Lord bless you.